Starting with synthesis can feel like sitting in an airplane cockpit for the first time. But what if I told you the synth you think is broken is usually working perfectly fine? The problem often isn't even a knob on the synth, but a simple cabling mistake. Your first impulse is to turn knobs at random, which almost always makes things worse. In this guide, we'll break down the 4 core parts of any synth, so you'll know exactly which knob to turn. First, why bother? Because this knowledge is the difference between using presets and creating a signature sound. The secret is that nearly every synthesizer is built from the same universal components. Learn them once, understand them all. Think of it like cooking. You have ingredients, tools to shape them, and a way to serve the final dish. We're just making sonic recipes. It all starts with the oscillator, or VCO. This is your raw ingredient, generating a continuous waveform like a saw or square. Next is the filter, or VCF. This is your primary sculpting tool. It carves away frequencies to shape a sound's character from bright to dark. So we have a raw sound and a shaping tool. But how do we turn that constant drone into distinct musical notes? The answer is counterintuitive. We use the amplifier, or VCA. You'd assume amplifier means making things louder, but in synthesis, it's more of a volume gate or faucet. Here's why that matters. The oscillator is always on, making a constant sound. The VCA's default state is closed, blocking all of it. When your envelope's sustain is 0 and decay is too fast, that gate slams shut instantly. You press a key, hear a tiny click, and assume it's broken. The fix? Before touching anything else, find the VCA envelope and turn the sustain knob all the way up. This holds the gate open so you can hear. So we have VCO for sound, VCF for tone, and VCA for shape. But great sounds aren't static, they need movement. That's the job of the LFO. You can't hear an LFO directly. It's a silent, slow wave whose only job is to automatically turn other knobs for you. But which ones? Most synths use subtractive synthesis. You start with a rich sawtooth wave, then use the filter to carve away highs, making it warmer. The opposite is additive synthesis. You start with a pure sine wave and layer more sine waves to build up complexity, like an organ. Remember that silent LFO? Let's assign it to the filter's cutoff knob. Now we get that classic wah-wah or sweeping pad sound. Want a fat sound from one oscillator? Use pulse width modulation. It rapidly changes a square wave shape for a rich chorus-like effect. See, with just these core ideas, you can already sculpt a huge range of sounds. Are you ready to apply this to a creative strategy? Your first instinct is to make huge, complex sounds. Resist it. In a real mix, less is more. Simple patches always sit better in a song. This is why you shouldn't judge a synth by its presets. They are designed to sound impressive alone, making them too flashy for an actual track. A synth's true power is its potential, not its preset bank. Think of presets as suggestions. You'll always want to add your own seasoning. This is also why your first synth matters. Avoid confusing menus. Choose an instrument with a one knob per function layout to make signal flow obvious. So you have the right mindset and the core knowledge. How do you actually improve? It's not about random tweaking while you're trying to write a song. Producers use this workflow. Separate sound design sessions from composition sessions. Spend dedicated time just on the oscillator, filter, and amp. The single best way to learn is to recreate sounds you admire. Try building a bass patch from a favorite song. It forces you to connect ideas to controls. This focused practice is the perfect antidote to randomly turning knobs. It transforms the instrument from a confusing box into a predictable, powerful tool. You don't need expensive hardware for this. Free software synthesizers and VST plugins give you a risk-free sandbox to experiment endlessly before you buy the real thing. We started with the fear of a broken synth, an issue often caused by a single VCA setting. Now you have the signal path knowledge to fix problems yourself. Theory is a good foundation, but it's useless without action. The most important rule is experimentation. Turn every knob and listen closely to what it does. Your mission is this. Download a free software synth now. Find the VCA envelope, turn up the sustain, and begin shaping sounds with the filter. Then, try a real synth. Synthesis isn't about memorizing functions. It's about learning to listen and translate your ideas into sound. You now have the keys to begin.